Harrison from the Norfolk Coalition of Disabled People. Mark.
I think I agree with Ian, this is just the beginning of the fight. The Tory-led government have no mandate to do what they're doing. They're hitting the weakest and the hardest. They're hitting the poorest the hardest. Disabled people aren't just experiencing on the sharp end of these cuts at local level. Disabled people are experiencing a triple whammy. This government has closed the Independent Living Fund, is destroying disability living allowance, which disabled people rely on for their independence. Its tax changes are hitting disabled people the hardest. On top of that, they're massacring services up and down the country, which disabled people rely on for their independence. They're setting disability rights back 30, 50, even more years. So disabled people are angry. Disabled people are fighting. What we're saying is that any cuts that are made, any services that are closing have to be defended. If the jobs go now, they'll never come back. The results of this will leave disabled people in poverty, in isolation. We commissioned an independent report from Chris Edwards, and he found that over the next 4 years, the poorest disabled people and their families are going to have their living standards cut by over a third. Over 30%. That's the real effects of these cuts. Before the election, we had election manifesto written by disabled people on what was priorities, and we had hustings around the county, 6 meetings, and every one of the MPs, prospective MPs, candidates, came along to those meetings and made pledges. They made pledges to look after the interests of disabled people. Chloe Smith said, Chloe Smith said she thought disability living allowance was really important, and that she would defend disability living allowance. What's happened since? They're slashing disability allowance, and Chloe Smith has remained silent. All the Lib Dems promised to look after the interests of disabled people. Where are they now? They're lecturing us about the deficit and how disabled people have to pay alongside everybody else. We're all in this together. Well, we've got a message for them. We're not all in this together. This government doesn't have a mandate for what it's doing. What we say is that we want everybody to stand up. Disabled people are prepared to fight alongside you, but we need the trade unions and the labour leaders to get off their backsides and start to move. We say if they propose to close provision, then we need to take it over. That will be the big society. We can't allow them to close and take these jobs away without a fight. So this is just the beginning. There's a big demonstration in London on the 26th of March, and we want everybody to be there. Disabled people are organising their own march and national action in May, and we want your support when that happens as well. So we say, whatever they vote through today, this is just the beginning. And we don't think that they have a right or a mandate to carry this through. Thank you very much.